Welcome to my Iron Man adventure. Previously on Iron Man Adventures. And get ourselves the Arty Cloak 1, which is now our best in slot cape. 200 death runes, that is the first trades of many. What? We're level 38 agility. Rune Scimitar, there it is. Finally, 43 prayer, that unlocks us. Protect from melee. We're going to go ahead and do Monkey Madness without the energy potion. Alright, it's time for the boss fight. Went a little quicker than I anticipated, especially without energy potions. I guess I just always forget I am not doing Monkey Madness 2, just Monkey Madness 1, so it's a little bit easier. However, this boss fight is going to be pretty interesting. The highest healing food we have is these 3 lobsters we got from the Zamorakan warriors, and jugs of wine and a single bass. So hopefully this goes well. I think I'm going to have to prayer flick. I do not have any prayer potions. And we're going to be using Firebolt. If for some reason those 111 casts can't get us through, then I do have Death Runes and a Staff of Air to use Wind Blast if we do need to use that. So hopefully this goes well. Wish me luck. So, kind of forgot. It's not Mage that you... Ooh, Magpie. I wish we had a Hunter level. It's not Mage you want to use. And I really wish I would have remembered that before we went through all of that. Just to be let down. We are going to do this maze, but yeah, it's not maze, or it's not mage you want to use, it's range, and I'm really upset with myself for completely forgetting that. So we are legitimately going to go train our range level up, and we're going to have to use range. So I'll be back with the higher range level. All right, once we trade in this last pyramid top, we should have 200k GP. Not too shabby at all. The reason why we decided to do that is that's going to give us 100k for the Dragon Skim once we actually finish the Monkey Madness quest, which would be really nice to get right away. And we desperately needed money in order to get ourselves some arrows for the range training that we are going to need to do before we actually do the boss fight. And then for the boss fight, I'm either going to use mithril or adamant arrows, probably mithril. And it's going to make it just a little bit easier on us. And it didn't really take that long to do. I just brought 10 full water skins, and then as soon as we ran out, I was going to leave, but then we were super close to the 200k mark, so I figured, you know what, let's stay around, just use up the rest of the food that we have once we take the desert damage, and just get a 200k stack. So now we're finally going to get to training the range. Ended up grabbing ourselves a beginner clue from chickens, so hopefully we can get some sort of unique. Nope. And nothing really new or needed at all, except I guess the steel plate legs are going to be an elk. Another beginner casket, this time from Hill Giants. Wow. So we are going to be pushing for at least 40 range for the boss fight. So with that said, we are going to buy ourselves green tea hide chaps and van braces, as well as a coif, because they're super cheap at the Champions Guild. Yet another beginner casket from Hill Giants, and we got the cabbage roll. Nice. That could have been a rare. Finally, there it is. 40 range. We can wield our budget-ass range setup in full completion. And we're going to go ahead and get this beginner clue done and finally finish the quest. Alright, we actually have 2 caskets, so something good. You know what? I'll take 5 law runes, and I will drop a leather cowl. Alright, here we go. There we go. That was brutal. Took a few hits there because I was just messing up the flicking. I'm just not. It's hard to flick when all of the NPCs were attacking him and I can't actually see what the hell is going on. So that is fantastic. But who cares? Demon is done. As you guys saw, he did re-heal once, which was kind of annoying. I figured that would happen if I didn't do the last bit of damage on him instead of all of the other NPCs, but whatever, it's done. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves the end of the quest and that glorious, glorious Dragon Scimitar. There it is, Monkey Madness 1 completed, 3 quest points, 10k GP, and 3 diamonds. But you know what, let's go ahead and speak to Darrow and get the actual best part of this quest. Correction, second best part of this quest. So I think we're going to focus on attack and defense techniques. I think that should work. I just would rather, I feel like, do less attack training to get to that Dragon Sim than strength training. I don't know. I thought a little bit about it, but this is what we're going with. Yes, 110k XP drop. What levels are we going to get? Yes, please. Yes, 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 yes. Boom, 44 strength, 45 HP, 48 attack, and 43 defense. Nice. We can now wield rune armor as soon as we have the money to buy it, and do Dragon Slayer 1, which is going to be a piece of cake now, and get ourselves the rune plate body as well. But let's go get ourselves that D-Sim, which is the most important, glorious part of this quest. Let's talk to our monkey Dagga and get ourselves this D-Sim. Yes. Can't wield it yet, but it's nice to have, and we can wield it soon. We're going to go ahead and do a couple more quests. We need to do Vampire Slayer because we haven't done that yet. We need to do a Soul's Bane. We haven't done that yet either, and that'll give us some attack and defense XP as well. And then I think we might be moving on to some Slayer for a little bit, at least until we can get the D-Sim equipped. I'm not 100% on that, don't quote me, but let's go do Vampire Slayer to start it out. I forgot how easy this is once you have like a rune simi and protect from melee. Wow, that was depressing. But there's 49 attack. We were actually not going to do a Soul's Bane. For some reason, I remembered it giving more defense experience than 500, but 500 is kind of rough, so it's not really worth my time, at least at the moment. So instead, I think I'm going to have to figure out what it is we're going to do next. And Porcine of Interest is done. That's 1k Slayer XP. It's going to push us to 13 and 5k GP. Not too shabby. We can also now use Spria as a Slayer Master. I'm not sure if I will or not. I don't know what the difference between her and Vanica is, and I think those are the only two that I can actually use at the moment. So Bearthrop, I guess I could technically use the Canifis one if I wanted to, but Edgeville Dungeon, I think Edgeville, yeah, I think Vanica is going to be the best for now. So the plan from here on out is going to be actually to train some melee combat stats up with Slayer. In doing so, we will get to the point where we can finally wield our Dragon Scimitar, and once we do that, I have a very special, very spicy plan for after. You know what? Before we do that, we actually need to definitely get ourselves some better food, because I cannot do Slayer with wines. That's just not going to work. While they heal a decent amount of HP, they do drain your attack level, and that is pretty annoying, as well as having to buy them is kind of a hassle. And we've got 29 fishing. We might as well just start pushing that up and getting some decent food. Hopefully we'll get at least to tuna and swordfish. I think that would be nice. I mean, trout and salmon would honestly be better than nothing, but tuna and swordfish I think is right where I would want to be, and then we can get our cooking level up with that as well. So we'll see you guys either with some levels or something, or when I finally get that food, and then hopefully we should be switching over to Slayer. Just so you guys know my plan going forward while training with Slayer and getting those combat levels up to get to the D-Skim level, I would like to have 60, at least 60 attack and strength. Then I do really want to go for Quest Cape. I want to rush that as soon as possible. And I was thinking about doing that before even doing any of this fishing and Slayer and using the D-Sim, because technically I could do it, but I think it'd be kind of a hassle to do a lot of the bosses with the low stats that I have. Obviously, a lot of them, like Song of the Elves and the Fremenic Exiles and whatnot, like that's going to be pretty far down the line now that I'm thinking about it. So getting that training out of the way before some of those earlier quests as well would make it go a lot smoother. And with that, I would need obviously some food to train my combat with, as well as getting some other stats up in the process. So when we do eventually go for the Quest Cape, I would like to have at least regular energy potions as well as a decent combat level, just to make things a little bit easier on myself. So for now, we are going to be fishing for quite some time Took a little bit of a break from traditional fishing and decided to come grab some more Karamwanji as we were running quite low for our kitties, and I think 1500 should do it for quite some time. It has been quite some time, but here we are with 68 fishing. We can now finally enter this fishing guild without actually having to use a boost. We were utilizing fish pies, buying them at the Cook's Guild in order to get in here, but now we do not need to do that anymore, and I think that is where we're going to call it for all of the fishing. However, we now have 51 raw trout, 153 salmon, 722 raw lobsters, 2,500 swordfish, and 3,000 raw tuna. This is going to last us a very long time. But I do not want to burn all of this, so we are going to have to grind for just a little bit longer, and we're going to do the family Crest quest, which is going to require 40 mining, 40 smithing, 59 magic, and 40 crafting. All of those should be fairly easy. The hardest one, honestly, that I feel like is going to hinder me is going to be the magic, just because we're going to have to buy some runes and figure out what we're going to be training on, or if we're going to be teleporting, or how it is we're going to want to do that. Crafting should be easy. We can just buy supplies from charter ships and do molten glass, and then mining and smithing kind of go hand in hand. We'll just do mother lode mine once we hit that level, and then smithing with all of the ores that we have left over, possibly at the blast furnace, who knows. But once we get that done, we'll be able to do family Crest quest and unlock the cooking gauntlets. After that, we're going to have to do some Hosidius favor, which is also going to take quite some time as well. But once we get that done, we'll have the Hosidius kitchen unlocked with the cooking gauntlets. Therefore, we're going to have the best possible chance at not burning our food, which is going to be huge. That's going to save us a ton of food for later, as well as giving us a lot more cooking levels. So that's going to be good, because we will eventually need 70 for Recipe for Disaster. And I honestly don't see myself doing any more fishing for quite some time, as the next grind is going to be going for Quest Cape. So this should be just enough food for Quest Cape up until the very Grandmaster hard quest, when we're going to be needing a little bit higher foods like sharks or something like that. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I'm going to figure out what we're going to start with, probably mining and smithing, and then we'll make our way over to crafting and probably do magic last. And then, yeah, so let's get on to mining, I guess. Got to 30 mining. We're now at mother lode mine, and the cat decided to grow literally the second we stepped in here, so that's fantastic. We're going to have to go turn this guy in before we actually start mining again. But I remembered we have a bunch of caskets that we got while we were fishing, so we're going to go ahead and open all these up and hope we get something good. Finally got a medium casket, so hopefully we get ranger boots on the first one. Steel dagger, another steel dagger, black wizard hat. No, that's not good at all. Steel full sardines, and hey, there's something good. Rune scimitar, ornament kit, Guthix. I can chuck that bad boy on right now, actually. Let's see. Boom. Boom. Now we're pimping. There we go. All right, let me bank this stuff and we'll open the rest. All right, now the easy casket. Black full helm and nature runes. I can't complain, I guess. And medium, please. Something good. Oh, okay. Green D'hide body T and Addy plate legs. Those are both upgrades. Can't use the green D'hide, unfortunately, until we do Dragon Slayer, but that does save me buying it in the future. And now it's trimmed, so that's actually kind of sweet. Black full helm is just going to be probably saved for a quest, because I think I'll need that for the Black Knight's Fortress. And then Addy plate legs, like I said, that is actually an upgrade, so we'll take it. We're going to go ahead and turn this cat and get back to mining. Alright, I want this lamp out of my inventory, and I'm not going to wait around anymore until we get 30 herb lore. It's just going to be way too long before we finally hit that. So, I was debating on whether or not I wanted to use it on smithing, but honestly, I feel like prayer is probably going to be the best option, and it is already over level 30, so we're going to go ahead and chuck this bad boy in prayer. That's finally going to free up an inventory slot. Not going to give us any prayer levels. I'm not too fussed about it, but that way we can have just the Karamwanji for the cat that we have, and actually get an efficient amount of pay dirt in our inventory to actually do mother lode mine the way we're supposed to. Let's get to it. There is 40 mining. Finally, that is the requirement for Family Crest knocked out. We can also mine gold ore, which is pretty sweet. We are going to get some gold ore from this sack of pay dirt. I'm going to go ahead and stay here and finish this one off. Then we are going to move on to smithing. I think the method that we're going to do for that is probably just going to... I'll use the iron ores and the coal and stuff that we've gotten from Mother Lode and the iron mining that we did beforehand, see how far that gets us. We're going to use those steel bars to make cannonballs. We do have the dwarf cannon quest done, and obviously having cannonballs in the future would be huge. It's probably going to take a little while. As you guys know, the animation to make cannonballs is very, very slow. However, we're going to do what we can. If we do not hit level 40 off of the ores that we have, we may have to either figure out a way to go to Keldagrim and buy ores at the blast furnace, or just come back here and do some more mining, or power mine some iron or something. We'll figure it out, but for right now, just going to finish off this sack and then get on to making the steel bars that we have in the bank. Alright, there's the sack done. Let's get on to doing some smithing. 196 iron ore, and we have just perfectly, well, not completely perfectly, but we got some extra coal, okay? We got 2 for all the iron ores that we're going to need to do. We're probably going to head to Edgeville to do this, and then we're going to also make those into cannonballs in Edgeville, I believe. So let's hope this gets us to 40 smithing. I honestly highly doubt it, but I think we're honestly going to do, now that I think about it, we might just do the superheat, because we do need to train magic to 59, so I think it would be beneficial for us to just superheat this steel, and hopefully we get some levels out of it. That being said, now that I realize we are going to need more nature runes, so I think we're going to have to go to the Wildy first to go buy those, and then hopefully we have enough money. I think we have enough money to get enough nature runes, then we'll superheat. So totally forgot we would need 30 smithing in order to do these steel bars, so we came back over to Motherlode Mine real quick to bang on some of these struts. Got ourselves 30 smithing, and now we can finally get to superheating. So a bit of a wrench in the plans. 35 smithing is required to make cannonballs. After looking at that as well, cannonballs actually give less or more than 10 XP less per bar than just doing regular steel items, so I don't really feel like getting an extra 200 steel bars to get from 35 to 40. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Shanty Pass, and we're going to go ahead and buy ourselves, ooh, a ninja impling. We're going to go ahead and buy ourselves 450-ish bronze bars from the Shanty guy, and that should cost us around like 3 to 4k, so not too bad. We'll make all those into bronze plate bodies just to make it go quickly. We only need to make 90 of those to get to 35. Once we hit 35 smithing, we can finally make these steel dart tips that we're going to do from 35 to 40, and then we can use those in the future for random different things, as well as getting some semi-decent fletching XP when we get to that level as well. I don't know how many steel bars we're going to need to get from 35 to 40, but we'll figure that out afterwards. But for now, we're going to be stuck here buying bars for quite some time, because they only stock 4, and it goes from 8 to, oh, stays 8. So that's not too bad, but we're going to be hopping around for quite a while. All right, yet another wrench in our plans. We went to the Shanty Pass to buy bronze bars, and it turns out that's a very popular Iron Man method to get your smithing up at a low level. So damn near every single world was completely bought out, and I didn't feel like spending an extra 6 hours just to buy bronze bars to get to 35 smithing, all to then spend another X amount of hours getting from 35 to 40. So I decided we can go to Keldagrim if we start the Giant Dwarf quest. We don't have to do anything else, and then after that we can go to the Blast Furnace and buy ores. So that's what we did. We went to the Blast Furnace and bought iron ores. They cost 25 GP when the shop is completely fully stocked. We're going to need 372 steel bars in total to get from where we're at to 40. Now, in hindsight, I'm realizing that I have 194 here already, but you know what, whatever, more bars isn't going to hurt anybody. We are going to need to get twice the amount of coal than iron for this, so we're going to be at the Motherlode Mine for quite some time now. We have to get 750 coal in order, or 720 coal rather, so probably about 700 coal to get all of these bars done. And honestly, I want to superheat them because we are going to need 59 magic at the end of the day for the quest. So with that being said, we're going to need a lot of nature runes as well. We only have 37 left, so we're going to need an extra 350 of those, and that's obviously going to cost us a pretty decent amount of money. We are pretty low on the cash right now, 19.2k. So we're going to have to go to the Desert Pyramid. We're going to need to do some laps, get us some more GP. While we're there, I might as well just get enough GP so that I can get a rune pickaxe as well, because in one level we're going to be able to be using that bad boy, and that'll help speed up the Motherlode Mine a little bit better than an Addy. So we're going to go to the Desert Pyramid. We're going to get us a pretty decent cash stack. Once we do that, we're coming back to Motherlode Mine. We're going to buy ourselves a rune pick, and we'll be here for quite some time to get ourselves the 700 plus coal that we're going to need. Then we'll have to go buy more nature runes, smelt all the bars with superheat, and then we'll be able to finally get on to the little bit quicker method of the smithing grind, which is going to be obviously turning the bars into items. Grabbing 60 agility while at the agility pyramid. Honestly, didn't realize I'd be getting a level here, but whatever. I guess I'll take it. Nice rounded off number 60 on that bad boy. Sitting at 118k at the moment. We're going to go at least until our water skins run out. I'm really hoping to hit a 200k stack. That would be nice. All right, with those last 4 artifacts, that puts us up to 228,000 GP, and that is where we're going to call it. We are out of food and out of water skins. I just realized I totally teleported to Camelot. I meant to teleport to Falador, but we're going to go grab ourselves a rune pickaxe and head back to Mother Lode Mine. We will be there for an eternity. 49 mining is where we're going to end this off, 5.5k away from 50. And we've got a glorious stack of coal here. Now, we need to go get ourselves some nature runes from the wilderness. And once we do that, we will be smelting, rather superheating for quite some time to get all of the steel bars we are going to need to get ourselves 40 smithing. Man, this is taking way too long, but I'm so ready to get it done. Let's go get those nature runes and start superheating. There we have it. That's all the nature runes we're going to need. Oh, it feels so good to finally start this grind. I'm probably honestly just going to stay here and do it, and then we'll tele to Varrock when we're done. But I'll be here not too long, honestly, because, I mean, I can do 9 per inventory, and it's a lot quicker than just smelting at a furnace. So hopefully we're not doing it for too long. Either way, I'm so ready. Finally, there is 40 smithing, and we still have a little over 200 steel bars left over because I didn't calculate everything right. So we are going to go ahead and finish off the rest of these steel bars into steel dart tips before I head on to the next skill, which I believe we're going to go ahead and just go do crafting first. After crafting, we only have one thing left, and that's 59 magic, which we're probably, I don't know if we're going to superheat or what, but we'll figure it out. For now, we're just going to finish off these bars, see how high we can get, and then after that, on to crafting. We're probably just going to do molten glass, like I said a little bit earlier. I think we have enough money in the bank, probably plenty, because everything costs not a lot of money. The issue that I see in doing that is going to be, obviously, if other people are buying out all of the shops. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I'm pretty sure Iron Man have specific shops, and it's such a low level thing. And there's enough worlds. I think we should be fine. I guess we'll see when we get there, but for now, more smithing. That is the last bar, and we did get ourselves one more level and super close to 42, so not too bad. We now have 5.7 thousand steel dart tips to eventually make into some darts when we get the fletching level to do so, so that's pretty nice to have stocked up. Now we just need to head our way over to Port Khazard, which I think we can use a fishing trawler minigame now and just go there, and that is where we're going to be buying ourselves all of our soda ash, sand, seaweed, everything we're going to need to get ourselves 40 crafting. I've calculated it out. We're going to need close to 680, I would say, molten glass supplies to get to 40, but I'd like to get the most amount of experience out of the molten glass when I'm actually blowing it, so I'm going to do 750 glass. That's going to get me at least to level 33 just by making the glass. And with 33, we'll be able to make vials, which is going to give us the most amount of experience in our level bracket for the molten glass blowing process. So that way we can just power our way to 40. And we're going to have a bunch of glass left over, so we're going to be higher than 40 by the end of it. But you know what? It's worth it. We're going to need crafting levels in the future anyways. So let's see how long this takes. Hopefully not too bad. And hopefully these shops aren't getting bought out like crazy right now. It looks like they might be. Honestly, didn't take as long as I thought it would. Only took about 25 to 30 minutes. There's not a lot of people buying stuff here. There is some, don't get me wrong, but there's not as much as I anticipated with it being an Iron Man meta for training crafting, at least at a low level. Obviously, you can fill buckets of sand at a certain point in the account rather than buying them, and getting seaweed is a lot easier now with giant seaweed, but for the beginning levels, it is still pretty decent, and I thought there'd be a lot more people, but there really wasn't, so didn't take us as long as I had anticipated, and honestly, kind of overshot a little bit. Again, didn't realize how many I had in the bank, so that's good. At least we've got some extra supplies now. All we need to do is just head on over to Edgeville, make all this molten glass, and blow it. that is going to be it for today's episode of the Iron Man series. Next episode, we're going to go ahead and finish off all of the requirements for the family Crest quest and get all of our fish cooked. We're going to be leaving off with crafting, and that's where we're going to start off the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did make it this far, please leave the video a like as it helps us get out to new viewers, and subscribe if you want to see more. We are going to be doing a giveaway on the channel once we hit 50 subscribers. All to the subscribers, each one of you guys is going to get a chance to win. I'm not going to disclose what it is we're giving away yet. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed, and roll the outro.